Welcome back, everybody. Another week. I hope you're doing well. This one's a doozy, and I'm going to try. I just need in my own life to not get really upset right now, and I'm going to do my best. But some important context for this story. We've been hearing from MAGA, from Trump, that I think the wording he uses is the greatest political scandal in history is that Biden used an auto pin like Trump does, like Obama did, etc. Where when you're signing certain things, a little thing that can copy your signature as long as you give the approval can go ahead and do that for you so you don't have to do the mechanical process. But their argument was Biden was zoinked out of the brain, and so he didn't even know. His staffers were just pardoning people all over the place that he didn't even know about and making all these decisions. Never brought forward evidence of that. But that's the greatest political scandal, they said. And again, what's at the crux of that? That Biden didn't know that his administration was pardoning people. Trump wrote, other than the rigged presidential election 2020, the biggest scandal in American history is the auto pin. Because Biden didn't know what was happening. And they specifically cited pardons. So, as we covered, Trump gets asked about CZ, the Binance founder, as he was being called. The CZ part. CZ, yeah. And Changpeng Zhao. There we go. See? I nail it. Other people's don't. And he admitted he had no clue. He's lying, by the way, but let's believe him. He says he has no idea even who that is. Now, why would that be his argument? Why would he be lying about that? Because otherwise it's really corrupt, which is the Binance founder. Binance makes this big deal with Trump's crypto venture, makes Trump a bunch of money, and then Trump pardons the Binance founder, and he gets out of prison. So Trump's defense of himself is, I don't even know who that is. But then that means you didn't even know about the person you pardoned, which is the very thing that you said was a big scandal with Biden. So I'll remind you of that clip, and then you have to stick around for Mike Johnson's response to it. That makes me even more infuriated. So here's the 60 Minutes moment about, again, Changpeng Zhao, the Binance founder.
So far this year, the president has pardoned or shortened the sentences of more than 1,600 people. The latest pardon was for a cryptocurrency tycoon who is known as CZ. The company CZ founded, Binance, helped boost the profile of the Trump family's crypto firm, World Liberty Financial.
He pled guilty in 2023 to violating anti-money laundering laws.
Right.
The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is. I know he got a 4-month sentence or something like that, and I heard it was a Biden witch hunt.
In 2025, his crypto exchange Binance helped facilitate a $2 billion purchase of World Liberty Financial's stablecoin. And then you pardoned CZ. How do you address the appearance of pay for play?
Well, here's the thing. I know nothing about it because I'm too busy doing the other.
But he got
I can
a
only
pardon.
tell you that.
But he got a
No,
pardon.
I can only tell you this.
So there are notable cuts there. Later in the show, we're going to address after all of the hubbub. I already kind of addressed this in our previous coverage, but it gets crazier because there actually were very notable things cut out of even the extended interview on YouTube, which is what Trump sued CBS over when it was Kamala Harris and it wasn't even as blatant. So but let's just set that aside. You probably noticed in even that clip some interesting little cuts where he threatened to walk out of the interview. I'll just spoil it a little bit. But what an insane thing for him to admit. And it's a lie. He knows exactly who CZ is. But imagine if Biden, with all the conspiracies they've run around with, that he didn't know who was being pardoned and this great political conspiracy, and this is the reason why Trump should be able to invalidate the Biden pardons and prosecute the people with the Biden pardon. But then imagine if they had on video Biden saying, I don't even know who that is, whenever he gets asked about someone he pardoned. They would have post-presidency impeached him over that. I don't even know Hunter Biden. I don't know Hunter. Never heard of the guy. So headlines, Trump claims he doesn't know Crypto King he pardoned, despite previously arguing Biden pardons should be void because he didn't know about them. So it's interesting because if he were telling the truth, it would be a scandal by their own logic. And the fact that we know he's not telling the truth and he does know, and it was corrupt, and there is a pay for play going on, said or unsaid, is an even bigger scandal. Guy Benson is a Fox host and said, if we care about Biden's autopin scandal on pardons and commutations, we should. Shouldn't this answer from POTUS on this set of facts draw scrutiny and concern? Oversight shouldn't be selectively partisan and reflexively tribal by either side. A guy, literally. Hey, guy, you work at Fox News. We're long past. It's cute. It's sweet that you would say that. I agree. I wish we weren't reflexively tribal. I wish that the right wing wasn't doing oversight selectively in a partisan manner. You're at Fox News. You know how it works, though. That's exactly what's happening. So that brings us to Mike Johnson. Big 60 Minutes interview. Mike Johnson's the Speaker of the House. Trump says this really notable thing. And here was his response. While you watch it, please do, if you appreciate the show, click the subscribe button. Millions of people watch each month who aren't subscribed. Let's close that gap.
Last week, you came here to these mics and you were very critical of Joe Biden's use of the auto pen, his pardons. You said you didn't even know who he was pardoning. But last night on 60 Minutes, President Trump, admitted not knowing he pardoned a crypto billionaire who pleaded guilty to money laundering. Does that also concern you?
I don't know anything about that. I didn't see the interview. You have to ask the president about that. I'm not sure. Yes, ma'am.
So you might be thinking, okay. I mean, it was reported everywhere. You don't look at the news. Okay, that's weird. Speaker of the House doesn't look at the news. All right. Trump said everyone should watch it, so you didn't watch it. Okay. So you don't know that. You don't know about Trump's response on that. I guess that should lead us to ask, though, in light of recent events, what do you know? What do you know, Mike?
The president is unhinged. He is unwell. What are you doing? A lot of folks
on your side are too. I don't control.
Oh my God, please. That performance in front of the generals, I didn't see it. Is so dangerous.
Okay, so you didn't see the speech in front of the generals. Weird, notable. So you don't know that. What about this?
Any comment on the Wall Street Journal report about the letter that President Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein years ago?
I haven't seen it. I can't comment on it. I've been a little busy today.
Okay, so you haven't seen the Epstein reporting. Gosh, this is getting weird, isn't it? What about something that's not necessarily distinctly about Trump, but related? He pardons someone, and that person ends up getting arrested for threatening violently Hakeem Jeffries. And the question is really quiet, but podcast listeners, we're still here. You'll hear Mike in 3, 2.
No, terrible. That's the first I've heard of that. I don't know anything about it. But anybody who threatens to kill any political official, we denounce it absolutely. They ought to have justice fall upon their head.
On their head. Okay, so you haven't heard of that? This is a long list, Mike. I'm getting concerned that you have a staff that could brief you on important events. You don't know whenever your partner on the other side of the aisle is having people arrested for violent threatening. Okay. Well, let's take it away from that altogether. What about when major allegations are made against members of your caucus? So you don't care about things Democrats. You don't know anything about what happened with Trump. What about like a Republican congressman having allegations of harassment and getting getting order taken out against them in the case of Corey Mills?
It's been reported for a while. Corey Mills was accused of beating a girlfriend in his D.C. apartment. He was accused of stolen valor by the people that he claimed to have saved on the battlefield that have been on the record that he did not save them. I mean, this has been happening since the beginning of the year. Are you concerned about these allegations against Corey Mills?
Look, you have to ask Representative Mills about that. I mean, he's been a faithful colleague here. I know his work on the Hill. I mean, I don't know all the details of all the individual allegations and what he's doing.
Okay, so there's so many allegations against members of your party in the House, I guess, that you don't keep up with that. And remember, this is the same guy who gets notifications on his phone when his son is watching porn. So he gets up-to-date notifications about his son's porn usage, or one time it was a photo of just two teachers doing nothing sexually, but that flagged it. And that he gets up-to-date notification on it, but he doesn't get up-to-date notifications on the news as the Speaker of the House. Starting not to believe him a little bit. The Daily Show put this together.
Or are you with the president apparently seeking $230 million from the Department of Justice?
I don't know the details about that. I've just read it.
I don't know. I've never seen the Epstein evidence. It wasn't in my lane.
I don't know anything about the meme coin thing. I don't know.
I don't know anything about the dinner. I was a little busy this past week, as you know.
I'm not following all the twists and turns of the Qatar jet. I haven't looked into the details of the RSC budget. There's lots of nuances. That's the first I've heard of that. I don't know anything about it. I have not heard or looked into any of the details of that. I've been a little busy. I haven't seen the specifics of that, and I don't know. I don't know the details. I just saw a headline this morning. I don't know what you're talking about with the children. Look, I'm not going to make any detailed statement on this because I don't know the details. I've been very busy.
Republican congressman put mistress on payroll. What's that one about? Oh my gosh.
Last 48 hours or so.
That performance in front of the...
Okay, and then we see some that I already showed you. And so Aaron Rupar said, it's really time for journalists to start asking Mike Johnson meta questions during these pressers, such as, quote, Speaker Johnson, on 5 different occasions last week, you said I haven't seen it when asked about major news events with serious implications for public policy. Do you ever read the news? And do you agree it's problematic for the Speaker of the House to be so woefully uninformed? Why? This is what drives me crazy. We're not in the press room. I wish that someone who is at some of those press conferences, because they're there day after day, they probably know better than we do how frequently Mike Johnson is being dishonest in most of those cases, to be clear. When it comes to Trump, you saw with that exchange with the Democrat, he goes, well, he doesn't even dispute that Trump's unhinged, but he just goes, well, some people on your side are too. And he feels uncomfortable trying to defend Trump. So his only defense is, I haven't heard of it. But what drives me crazy is that I never hear journalists go, 2 weeks ago, here's a clip of you getting asked about the Qatari jet, and you said you didn't know anything about it. 2 weeks have passed by. Every major news outlet has reported on it. Now what do you know about it, and how do you feel? Or, hey, here is a compilation of the last 2 weeks, and you've said 5 times that you don't know about major news events. What's Get Ground News or something? That wasn't even supposed to be a plug, but it's a good website. Tune into a nightly broadcast once in a while. Why don't you know about anything? That's really weird. Especially about the president that you have sworn loyalty to. And then one other press conference moment, unrelated.
In these elections, maybe after tomorrow, they'll come to their common senses again and do the right thing. We certainly pray that is true. And Republicans will be on the job every single day, serving our constituents, helping guide them through the chaos that the Democrat shutdown has created, and praying that they do the right thing. And
so he says the Republicans will be on the job every day, despite him sending them home. I think they just got vacation for 42 days now. I think they're just taking a long Christmas break all the way through the year. I don't know. They've been breaking out the wazoo.